as you went through your school and had your like some odd jobs, like how with especially with the graduate research assistant, the transition from there, right? When you were done with graduate school, what was that experience like applying for and hopefully getting into like a really like getting a nice offer from a company?
Yeah, so I did that early. So I applied for a whole bunch of jobs. Is basically my other part-time job as I was
Yeah.
in college. So I applied to a whole bunch of jobs. I think probably like 6 months before I graduated, maybe even I think I might have done it like a year before I graduated actually.
Hmm.
So everything I had on my resume from school, I was just like starting out these projects, and I was honest about that. Like I'm on these like 3, 4 projects, uh, and I'm going to be doing this, this, and this, but I didn't actually have that experience yet. But I applied a whole bunch. I went to some conferences and stuff, and I got an offer from Boeing. I think January 2019 or December 2018.
December
Yeah,
2018.
so
Yeah.
I knew I had a job lined up uh, pretty far in advance, which was nice.
How was that like the interview process and like like do you have to talk with a whole bunch of different companies as well? Like what was
Yeah, I talked to a few different companies. Um, yeah, I don't know.
you don't have to say too many
I
details of
don't
it.
need to
Yeah.
say the names,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
did have other offers as well. I had
Nice.
one other offer that I was considering. So I had once you have one offer, it's nice to go in with a confidence. I feel like it gets the nerves out of the way for like the next interviews, and I always
Yeah.
do a little better when I
Right.
have that aside. I'm like I know I have something going, and then uh, the the Boeing side of stuff, it seemed really interesting because I get to do like research, the research side of the house instead of like the general engineering, which I find a little more interesting, a little more
Cool.
along the
So
lines of research assistantship type thing.
yeah, so interesting. So yeah, again, every time I look at like an aerospace anything, but like aerospace engineer, it's just like you guys are basically like astronauts. I said earlier. Um,
Yeah, no, currently I'm working on planes,
yeah,
so not an astronaut, but some of my research was on like missiles and stuff like that for
mm,
Georgia Tech.
gotcha. You like
Yeah,
self-defense stuff, I'm sure.
yeah.
And then with the work you do here, basically, you're just doing a lot of research on like aerodynamics of planes and basically like how can they maybe be like fuel efficient if they have like this thing curved in at like another half a degree inward versus, you know.
Yeah. So, I'm in the Boeing Research and Technology branch, which basically we're not defense, we're not commercial side, we're kind of next generation, I guess, type plane. So we're doing a lot of the early stage development, and I'm doing stability and control analysis for different types of aircraft and like smaller ones, bigger ones, some commercial, some defense. And then yeah, I'm also do demonstrator projects, which basically demonstrate some of the new technologies we're trying to prove, I guess.
The planes of the future
Yeah,
you're creating. That's super cool to think about,
right.
right? Like when
Yeah,
we're, doing whatever we're doing like 5, 10 plus years from now, it's like we're gonna be flying these like new like beautiful planes that like yeah, like that part of that wing, I remember how that was created.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah, yeah. Very cool, very cool. And so, I think the going from that point in your life again, from being like that college student to now being able to like work full time, but then also seeing that offer letter come in with the salary number, there's probably a lot
Oh
of
yeah,
thoughts that
yeah, for sure.
come into
Like,
mind.
yeah, it was definitely quite the transition, I think, mentally, because I mean I had the stability as I said before, but I never had any extra money to
Yeah.
invest. Like investing wasn't even like it didn't even cross my mind. Like it seems like something cool that would you could learn about, I could learn about, but it wasn't
Hmm.
practical. I don't know. I guess I could have invested $5 and like maybe had one more ramen meal a night and be able to put that in the stock market.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
The
it
last
was always
question,
paycheck to paycheck.
right, right. The last question I'll ask before we dived into your spending is, do you remember like your actual first memories around money and maybe your personal like first purchases or experiences with spending it?